We're going to do training day on buyer tenant. And what I've decided I'm going to do is every week when we do our Tuesday, Thursdays, 11:30 to noon, I'm going to concentrate one of those 30 minutes on buyer tenant and the next one on seller landlord. Okay. And that way we're always going to know what we need to do when we work with the only four people we can ever make money with: a buyer, seller, tenant, landlord. So first thing we're going to do, and this is recorded, I'll email it out to all licensed agents and also put it on GroupMe, and Lola is going to put it on our YouTube page. First thing is I'm going to use somebody that logged in. So we'll just use Jeremy. Jeremy calls me one day. He's just an individual citizen, not an agent. And he's like, hey, my name is Jeremy. I got your number from a girl named Fernanda. I know. She said you could help me. I'm looking at trying to lease a property, probably 0 to 3,000 in the Forney area. And I go, absolutely. Jeremy, is this your cell phone? And he says, yes. I ask him if he texts, and I get his email. And I just kind of ask him, what's going on? And he's like, oh, I'm month to month now. I'm looking at, I've got a couple kids and I'm married, so need a house, can't do an apartment. And really just, looking for something in Forney. So I'm going to get off the phone with him, knowing that he's month to month, he told me, and I'm going to log into MLS, and I'm going to always start from the basics. So matrix.netris.net. And once you log in, you're going to get to where you have these boxes, and you're always going to hit the box that says Matrix Netris, and there it is. And then we get into our home screen, and this is called the dashboard. Okay, so all these tabs up here at the top, if you hover over the first one and hit dashboard, that's it. Okay, so that's the dashboard. If you're ever on the phone, I'm going to go, hey, let's restart. Go to the dashboard. That's what I want you to go to. So we're going to hover over search. This will be for houses. This will be for duplex, triplex, quadplex, apartment, land, and there's residential lease. So I'm going to go residential lease, detailed. When I hit detailed, I'm going to go to my search screen for properties. In the right corner, he said 0 to 3,000. He said Forney. And he said that he has 2 kids plus his wife, and he needs at least a 4-bedroom. So you can see there, I'm going to go 4 and a plus sign. You'll notice that on mine, I pre-fill that I have the master on the first floor. Master bedroom is now called the primary because of slavery. They've changed the name from master bedroom to primary. So just not to offend anybody, maybe start saying primary bedroom. And that's marked on the first floor. Okay. So first floor, 4-bedroom minimum and bigger, because I have a plus. If I left the plus out, it would just be 4 bedrooms and 0 to 3,000 and Forney. You can see down here, there's 30 matches. Now, he did say he wanted a house. So I am going to, under property subtype right here, where'd my cursor go? I am going to select single family. It goes from 30 to 30. So they're all single family. At this point, I'm going to hit 3 tabs: results, save, new auto email. All right, I got to put in Jeremy's name. So he's a client. And I'm going to put a generic email. Okay. I hit save, and they're saying the email's not good. So I have to do something like that. Okay. Always verify the email. Here, I'm going to put lease properties, and I'm going to scroll down. And before I hit save, I'm going to hit ASAP, and booyah. I just sent it. After I hit save, I just sent it to Jeremy. I'm going to reach out to him. I'm going to say, hey, Jeremy, it's Doug, via text, video message. Hey, just verifying you got the properties. Check your spam or your junk. You should have 30 properties. They're all for lease. And let's just say that he texts back and says, you know what? We'll look at it. Can you also do a search for houses 0 to 300 in Forney? And I was like, absolutely. And I tell you what, Jeremy, let me send you Brooks Kelly, a lender, so you can get pre-approved. And he's like, cool. So my spouse, my significant other, and I, we want to look at both leases and sales, just kind of get an idea. Absolutely. So I'm going to do a second search. I'm going to hover over search. Instead of this, I'm going to go residential detail. I'm going to be in the search criteria. I'm going to go 0-300. I'm going to go Forney. I'm going to select Forney. You can see there's 25 homes. He wants the same thing. He wants the primary bedroom on the first floor and a minimum of 4 bedrooms. It went from 24 homes to 2 right there at the bottom. I'm going to hit 3 things: results, save, new auto email. Results, save, new auto email. Now, I've already sent him a search for leases, so he's in my drop down. There he is right there. If not, if he's a new client, I hit create new contact. So I'm going to pick it again. And here I'm going to put homes for sale, something like that. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and I'm going to hit ASAP, which means I'm going to get in properties as soon as possible when they're listed after I send this initial search. And I'm going to hit save. So now I'm going to text him again and I'm going to go, hey, just going to let you know, I just sent you everything. And those properties are in your inbox. In the subject line, I have leases for 1 or rentals. And in the second email, I have homes for sale. Let me know if you want to look at anything. So I'm going to use one of these and say that he got back with me a couple days later or later that day. And he says to me, hey, I'd really like to look at 6064 determine. Okay. So really what the story is that you'll be out of the MLS when he probably texts you. So you either have to have the MLS number or know what the street is. And Jeremy's going to text me. So that's how you do the searches. Now he's going to pick one of the homes and say, hey, let's go look at it. So he texts me one day, hey, I'd like to look at this MLS number. The reason he sends me the MLS number is I tell him that's how I want the text. Say, hey, Jeremy, if you like anything, there's a number in the left corner. It says MLS number. Just text me that number. He does. So I log in. I'm at dashboard right here at the top. I just go boom, paste. Make sure there's no blanks in front. Hit return. And there's the property. Or separately, he could text me the address. And let's say that he said it real quick, 6064 determine. And I'm like, holy crap, I don't remember the number, but I remember the name of the street. So in this square right here, which I think is the coolest, this little square, all I got to do here is if I know how to spell determine, I type it in, hit return, and it's going to pull up everything with determine in it. Okay. If I go back here and I know that it's 6064, all I got to do is put a D for determine. And there it is. Either way, when I get it, I need to click on the MLS number. This will be for a lease or a sale. You'll click on the MLS number and you're going to print this. So you'll have it for your records, you know, for you to reference. Right at the bottom, you'll hit print and you'll print it. Okay. Right down here, you can see that this is called the agent full report. So at the very bottom, you're going to see that this is how you make the appointment. And it says it's a builder. So you're going to have to call that builder, Lennar, and say, hey, I like to show your listing at 6064 determine. Okay. And you could, while you're here, go above the MLS number. There's a clock right here. And you could go right next door to transaction desk, click on it, and see if the builder loaded any forms. They didn't. Okay. You could click on the address. You could see where it's at and you could zero in on it. And you can see that it's a build job. Okay. So that's raw land right now. Now, depends on when they put it in the MLS. It might be built by now. And this is just the old picture, or it could be that, you know, there is nothing to look at. That's why you would reach out to the builder and just go, hey, my name's Doug. I have a client. I'd like to register them in on the phone if possible. But either way, is your home, what stage of completion is it in? And you just, you know, talk to them. If it's a lease, you find the property the same way. And you find out how to make an appointment the same way at the bottom. And you go show it. And you always text the agent after you make the appointment and make sure it's still available. Okay. So no matter what, we either show the house for sale or for lease to Jeremy. When we're in the property, he looks back at you and says, this is it. This is the home I want. So you're going to go back to the computer and you're either going to do a CMA, and the way you do a CMA is you have this property here and you see it's at Trinity Crossing. Okay. So you're going to go up here to search and go residential detailed. And right here in subdivision, you're going to type in Trinity Crossing, and I just go cross. I select all. I change pending to 190, close to 190. I go over here and type in 40. And right now there's 36 matches. So I hit results. I check mark the box above the first one to check all. And then you'll see that basically, I get this to move around. I'm going to click on quick CMA right here. Okay. I'm going to click on quick CMA. Now, I could have done this when I went to meet him, and I could have printed it and given it to him. And you can see that you can decipher it this way, you know, by looking it over. Looks like there's a lot of new homes that are active. Here's a little clue. When you look at all these homes, look at the days on market. There's 6 or 7 that are exactly 318 days. Well, that means they were put in the MLS when they were being built, most likely. So they're probably completed now. Okay. And you can see that 6064, it's right about in the middle, number 6. It's listed at 274.9. You go down here to the bottom and you can see the closed. Okay. You'll look for newer ones. All these are 2023. You'll kind of look for the same square footage, which was 1,500. So you just kind of look at the middle one, you know, 1,500, and you're like, you know, what do you think of Jeremy? And he's like, let's go in at 270. Boom. Okay. We're done with the MLS. Now we're going to log into zipForms. Now, when you log into zipForms, there's about 1 million ways to get there. The goal is to get there. This is the website that I use, texasrealestate.com. I hit login. I have my login. I hit login again. Takes me right back to the same screen. When it takes me back to the same screen, it's going to have my name, and I hit zipForms and the screen turns blue. Now, the thing about working with a buyer tenant is you are going to use Authe-Sign. On Thursday, when we work with a landlord tenant, we're going to print because you close at the listing, whereas this is an offer. So we're going to hit new right here. When the screen turns blue, we're going to hit new. And as of right now, we have Jeremy, who is a buyer. So I'm going to hit purchase. Okay. It's going to take a second, but it's going to let me type in Jeremy's name. Why it does this? Give me a second. Okay. It's going to let me type in Jeremy's name. Here I'm going to select residential, and here I'm going to select buyer. Now, when we were in the MLS, okay, we had the house, right? It's 6064 determined. Okay, I don't know if you remember, but I did copy the MLS number. So that means that right here, I can hit MLS Connect and I can paste it. Make sure there's no spaces in front. Hit include property photo and find. It says invalid login. All right, that's because I changed my password just recently. Give me a second. Let me see what it is. Gonna hit MLS Connect. Make sure your password's correct. Go here, you're going to paste the MLS number. Make sure there's no spaces. Hit find. And there it is. Okay, now hit use listing. Now you can see that what I've got is I've got it named at the top. I used MLS Connect over here. I typed in or pasted the MLS number. I have residential marked, and the drop down I picked as buyer. Right here, I'm going to hit save. And you'll see that I'm at the white summary tab. I go 2 tabs over to documents, and we're going to write an offer up on this property. So I'm looking at it, because I'm normally going to have it printed. I'm going to just make sure it looks like it has an HOA. All right, so that's good enough for me. So I'm back here. Well, I know I need the IBS, so I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to open it in new form editor. So now I'm going to have the IBS on the left, and over here I have 2 columns. The top column are the forms I'm going to bring into the transaction. So I need a buyer rep, I need a 1-to-4, I need an addendum for property subject to an HOA, and I need third party. All right, the IBS is done. It's already pre-filled. So here I'm going to go and type in Jeremy's name. And I choose to not type in the address of his house where he lives now. I'm fine with this. Just make sure you spell it right. And when you got a name with a lot of vowels or adjective, a lot of vowels or consonants, just double check, because I had a B in there. So make sure that it looks right. This is going to be pre-filled. This will be pre-filled. Now you can add other counties. Like you can notice that this is Kaufman County. Now you can see in mine, I have Dallas, Denton, and Collin. So I could just go here and go Dallas, Kaufman, Denton, and Collin County. I'm going to pick the date that I am writing the offer, unless I did it when I met him. I'm going to put the close date, and the rest of this is pre-filled, so I don't need to touch it. Now you'll notice that right here on the buyer rep agreement, I've got 3%. I don't know if anybody saw that real quick, but this is only offering 1%. And here's where you'll see it. Right there. It says 1% buyer agency commission. That's what we always care about. BAC, 1%. So just to make sure that Jeremy doesn't freak out, I'm going to make this 1%, knowing that that's what I'm going to get paid. I personally would never go to Jeremy and ask him to pay me the other 2%, because I just don't believe a buyer needs to pay their agent. So I'm going to really lean on Jeremy to give me referrals, let me help his family and friends to kind of take that 2% that I'm losing and make it in the future. So I will remind him that my normal fee is 3, but that I'm doing this for 1, that the seller's going to pay me. And I probably just go ahead and delete. Well, I'm going to leave the 50% in there for a reason. Okay. So just realize the top of this form is called buyer tenant rep agreement. Okay. All right. So I changed that. I go all the way down. I'm done. That form's done. Okay. I'm going to hit save. And now I'm at the contract. It pre-filled Lennar. It's got Jeremy's name. It pre-filled the address. Here he's going in at 270. He tells me he's going to put 70,000 down. Well, that means his loan amount's 200. Third party's already marked. I keep going. Let's just say that the title company they have, you can see it's Lennar Title. I'm going to go ahead and copy Irving, because that's their phone number address. So that means in the offer, I'm going to put Lennar Title. Here, I'm just going to paste the address on that first line. I'm going to tab out of it. Earnest money, probably $2,000. Option, I have 100. Now, this would be unless the builder has their own contract. If the builder has their own contract, then we're not going to use this. So we're going to pretend like when you called Lennar and said, "Hey, I have an interested client," they go, "Okay, just use the 1 to 4 family." It could be that they say use the 1 to 4 family completed construction, but we're covering this like they tell us to use the 1 to 4 family resale. Okay. And then you go down to paragraph 6 and you're going to put Lennar Title again. From paragraph 6, you're basically protected and not having to touch anything until you get to paragraph 9. It's crazy. Paragraph 9, all you're going to do is find out when the home is closing. And from paragraph 9, you're going to go to 21. 21, you're going to put your email, your phone number here, your email, the client's email, and then you can put their phone number again here. You're going to already have marked third party and HOA addendum in 22. You're going to go to this page. It pre-filled almost everything. If you've been to enough training, you know that the left side is filled out correctly and every section needs to be filled out on the right side. So just slow down and look. Here's the broker name. There's a broker name. Here's your broker license. Uh-oh, there's no broker license number right there. So you go back to the listing and you copy right here. That's it. BKRLIC. You go back to the offer. All you do is paste it. All right. There's an agent's name. There's an agent license. There's an agent. There's a license number. No team name either way. There's an email. There's an email. There's a phone. There's a phone. There's a licensed supervisor. There's a licensed supervisor's license number. Uh-oh, there's no licensed supervisor. I'm going to go back to the listing. Right here. LO supervisor, Donna Mangum. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to paste it. I'm then going to use it as a cheat sheet. 0561394. And then I'm going to delete it here. I'm going to tab a few times. Booyah. It looks perfect. I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to keep going. Right here, the HOA. Okay. Sometimes this needs to be filled in right here. You'd find it right here. Mandatory 400 HOA company, Legacy Southwest property, and their phone number. Well, I can remember Legacy Southwest property. And then I'm going to paste the phone number. Because I read right underneath here in parentheses, name of property owner association and phone number. Booyah. The rest of it's pre-filled. I don't need to touch it. Third party, completely pre-filled if it's conventional. All you got to do is put in the loan amount. The loan amount is going to be the same amount that's in 3B boy, right there. Okay, right there is the same amount that's going to be right there. Now, I've pre-filled this, and depending on when you joined, I might have 5, 4, 3, 7%. Just look at the pre-approval letter and add a half a point to it. So if the pre-approval letter says 7.5, put 8. If the pre-approval letter says 6.5, put 7. If the pre-approval letter says 6.4, put 6.9. Okay. And you're done. Hit save. All right. Now we need to send it to Jeremy. So first, you're going to send it to me to review. To send it to me to review, all you do is hit email, but first you have to check mark everything you're going to send me. I don't need the IBS and the buyer rep because you only filled in 2 paragraphs. This was pre-filled. This was the buyer's name of beginning and end date. So I don't need the buyer rep agreement, but send me these. So you check mark them. Boom, boom, boom. You hit email. You type in my email. Here you put review, please, or whatever. Here, put hi, Goofy. And then send it. Okay, then I'm going to get it. I'm going to review it, and then I'm going to text you back and say thumbs up or make a change. So now you've made the change, and now you're going to send it. You hit prepare signing right here. Boom. You're going to go add new Authe-Sign. The word new, you always pick it. You're going to hit create, and you're going to get a screen that basically says add participants. It's going to take a second, but you'll see it. Okay, hit refresh. Okay, add participants, add from transaction. There's Jeremy. Boom. Hit select. Every once in a while, you'll see this exclamation mark. You need to click on it. And that means that you need to put right here Jeremy's email. And then down here, type in Jeremy's name. And then put JB and hit save. Now look, it went away. All right, you go down to the first document, the IBS. You can see it did not drag his initial. There he is, so he's highlighted. All you do is hit tools and drag the initial. All you do is drag the auto email, the auto date. Now you go to the next one and you'll see that there's initial prompts for everything. So we're good. It's going to have initial prompts for everything. All you're going to do is hit next and send. Okay, I said buyer tenant. The bulk of this was buyer. So with the 5 minutes left, let me explain. With the tenant, don't we already have the IBS if he's a buyer? So let's say that this offer didn't work out and he's like, you know, Doug, we've decided that we want to look at one of these lease homes. Well, you know how to pull up the lease home, make an appointment for it. You already have the IBS and the buyer rep from the offer. And the neat thing about the buyer rep is that at the top, you're going to open in my previous workspace. And when you scroll down and see the buyer rep, you're going to see that number one, it says buyer tenant. And when you go to the paragraph 11, you've already got your 50% in there. So now all you got to do is show him the property. If he likes it, you text the actual agent. Okay. So let's go back real quick, because if we were going to do a residential lease detailed, we already know what we did. We did 0-3000. We did 40. We did single family down here. And we did 4-bedroom plus. And there were 30 homes, remember? So after we did results, save new auto email, then we sent it to him. And now he says he wants to look at 3109 Keelam. Well, let's do one easy. 2270 Tombstone. Well, you know you're going to click on it. And you're going to scroll to the bottom to figure out how to make the appointment. This says call showing time, because that's showing time's phone number. And you're going to make an appointment. Now you go show it, and you're going to text Joseph Chu at this phone number and just go, hey, my name's Doug. I just showed your listing at 2270 Tombstone. What application do y'all want? And is it available? And he replies back and says, yeah, if you'll use the TAR application, that'd be great. Okay, well, that means that what you could have done is you could have gone back into back agent or gone back into zipForms. And now let's say that you're having to log back in. Okay, so you're basically logged out. And so now you have to go there to log back in. All right, I'm going to show you real quick with my 3 minutes left. Okay, it already says your name, so you'll hit zipForms. Okay, there's Jeremy. So I just want to create, I already got a buyer rep and an IBS. I've already got that signed, so I'm good. He's already sent it back to me, so I have it saved somewhere on my computer. I'm going to go ahead and hit new, and I'm going to go ahead and hit lease. And I'm going to go ahead and go Jeremy 2. I'm going to select residential. I'm going to hit no for rent screening. I'm going to hit tenant template, which is right there. I'm going to hit save. The next screen, I'm going to see my white summary tab. I'm going to go 2 over to documents. And this is all the tenant and landlord docs. So I just need to look through here and go, I'm looking for the lease app. Oh, where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm going to open it. Open in new. It's blank. I'm going to go boom right there, email. And I'm going to type in Jeremy's email. And here I'm going to go print, fill out, initial, and sign. Scan back to me. I'm going to put hi. I'm going to hit send. And now I'm going to text Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, it's Doug. I just want to let you know I sent you a blank lease app. I need you to print it, fill it out, scan it, initial it, sign it, send it to me. Text me when you've sent it to me. I'm going to get it. I'm going to send it to that agent, and I'm going to ask him what the application fee is and how the agent wants it paid. And then you're done. That's really the tenant training, because you hold on a holding pattern a couple days or less. They're going to get back with you and thumbs up or thumbs down the applicant. And if they thumbs up the applicant, the landlord agent's the one that sends you the lease. So you don't have to do anything with the tenant other than the IBS, the buyer rep, and send them a blank lease application. That kind of concludes the training for today. I know it was fast, but I am going to email it to everybody, and I'll be available till midnight. Call me if you have any questions. I appreciate y'all logging in. And we have one chat room. Is there any way that they can fill out by computer rather than printing it out? No, not that I've been able to find, but if you want separately, you can text Lola. She does have a way to do that. And that's Lola's magic ways. All right. So good question, Fernanda. All right. Y'all be safe. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Be safe. Have a good one.